Houston coach Tony Levine. The Cougars are 2-0 overall, 1-0 in the American Athletic Conference. Last week we were in action on Saturday. Houston beat Temple 22-13 in Philadelphia. This week Houston has an open date. Their next game will be September 21st against Rice. Coach, thanks for joining us on the call this week. If you just take a minute to wrap up the game against Temple and tell us how it's going to feel to sit in first place for a month, and tell us what you're looking forward to with the open date as you get ready for Rice, please.
Well, it was a good win for our program. Again, it was an outstanding football game. It was back and forth, and it was good. I think is good as anything for our guys to be involved in a game like that early in the season, certainly on the road, and with the chance to come away with the victory. You know, our guys. I felt like on the sidelines that our student athletes and our staff felt like we were going to win that game, even though at times it didn't maybe appear that way. And I was very proud of it really being a team victory. You know, offensively, we certainly moved the ball. We did have 2 turnovers, which we cannot have, but we moved the ball well up until we got into the tight red zone. So, we executed very well at times, and again, I think to bring in John O'Corn, an 18-year-old true freshman quarterback, off the bench when we were losing, and to come out with a victory we can take a lot of things away from the game positively, offensively. Defensively, I thought we played extremely well. We had 8 missed tackles, which against the skill guys that Temple has, I think that is a positive, and created three turnovers. So again, we were +1 in the turnover ratio in the game, and as big as anything was what we did defensively in the second half, holding Temple to 0 points. So I was proud of our young men. I thought their effort was outstanding. It was extremely hot there. And again, with what Temple does offensively in terms of the tempo they utilize and the no huddle, I was proud of our guys' effort and certainly their performance for the 60 minutes, and especially in the second half. And then the kicking game, again, we had talked about it all week. We had to play well on special teams, and I felt like we did. Richie Leone, I'll say this, I guess, for the second consecutive American Athletic Conference head coach's conference call. I think he's the best in the country, and I think he missed a chip shot field goal to begin the game after Zach McMillan had the interception on Temple's first play. But it shows you his mental makeup in coming back and hitting 5 consecutive field goals and an extra point after that. He kicked off extremely well. He had 7 deep kickoffs, 6 of which landed in the end zone. And then when we needed to change field position in the fourth quarter on his second punt, he hit a big-time punt under pressure and pinned them again back deep in their own territory. And I thought our kickoff coverage unit did an outstanding job as well, covering kickoffs. So I was proud of our team's effort. Again, anytime you got to get on a plane and fly 3.5 hours and then get up at 6 a.m. local time, meaning where we live, and get out there and play and come away with a victory, it's a win your program needs.
Take questions for Coach Tony Levine, please. Hit *1 on your telephone to join the queue, and then the operator will introduce you. And we can go ahead with questions, please.
All right, thank you.
Oh, well, we can go ahead with the first question. We do have one.
Okay.
And the first question comes from Joseph Duarte with the Houston Chronicle.
Hey, good morning, Tony.
Good morning, Joseph. How are you?
Good, thanks. I just wanted to ask you just a little bit more on Deontay Greenberry. You got Player of the Week today. It would seem like through 2 games, just based off the numbers, that move inside has really paid off. But is there anything else to what he's done since last year that's made him such a bigger part of the offense?
Well, a couple things, and just statistically, just to kind of reiterate your point initially in this question, last year he played outside receiver. And again, he was a true freshman, and he split some time with some other guys. But last year he ended up with 47 receptions on the year. Right now, through 2 games, I believe he's got 20 already, with the 14 coming in Saturday's win. So, when you talk about if there's anything else to it, again, everybody, I think, certainly, at least that follows our program, knows how highly recruited he was coming out of high school, and a 5-star and a Parade All-American. But he and I sat in my office during the season last year, and he's a very confident young man, great kid. And we sat in my office last year, and I said, as good as you think you are right now, you will look back a year from now at your freshman season and say, wow, Coach, I am so much better today than I was as a true freshman. And he has put in tremendous hard work on his own. And again, certainly I mentioned this a number of times about the guys that we played as true freshmen last year. To be able to get them through our strength and conditioning program in the winter, to go through spring practice, and again, the move that you mentioned from outside to inside has been significant for him. And then to go through summertime, he is vastly improved from his true freshman season. He gained 15 pounds. He weighs 200 pounds now. He's at 6'3", 200 pounds, and runs a 4.4, 4.5, and is fearless over the middle. So he's put in a lot of hard work. He's got the same confidence that he had a year ago today, but he certainly realizes how much he's improved.
And also on the defense, now that you're going into the open week, how big is it that for them to have the 2 games that they've had, especially that second half, to carry that into the open week with some momentum, and it would seem confidence pretty high?
Well, I'm going to use that word again, and I used this actually talking about David Gibbs in August before we ever played a game. Is Coach Gibbs is a confident person, and a lot of times defensive coaches, at least that I've been around in my 18 years of coaching, by nature can be negative, and that is not the case with Coach Gibbs. And it's kind of trickled down not only to our players but our defensive staff. His confidence, and I saw that in the spring. I saw that again during team and during scrimmages just in August during training camp from our defense. While based on what we did last year statistically, and even based on the fact that we hadn't played a game yet, we had a confident group going through training camp in August. So it reinforces it, the way they've performed against Southern, and again, certainly the way they played Saturday. So that's the biggest word right now in terms of our defensive unit, is the confidence they have. I think when you look at the film and you watch how they're playing now, we have 11 guys sprinting full speed to the football. We're creating turnovers, and I think we've gotten 8 on the season, one on special teams and 7 on defense, if my stats are correct. And they know exactly what to do, and they're playing at a high level right now. And they're tackling so much better than we did. Last year, and I don't want to sound like I'm rambling, Joseph, but last year in Game 2 we had 27 missed tackles.
Right.
This year in Game 2 we had 8.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach, we thank you for the time this week. We look forward to talking to you next Monday.
Likewise. Thank you.
All right. And that's Houston coach Tony Levine. The Cougars' open date this week. Next game will be September 21st against Rice.